Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. A lot of new economic data to talk about. And Michael Saylor, got to talk about his CEO exit. He breaks the silence on that. And he gives reasons why he did what he did. Also, a lot of crypto news. So let's cover these things. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Make sure you follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com and follow the brand new channels. All right. Welcome, guys. Well, I didn't mean to show that first. But I will get to that. Starting with U.S. market looking okay. NASDAQ in green, Dow little red, right? So this morning, flat, even. No one knows where it's going to turn, but we did get a couple economic data that's pretty positive, I would say. The weekly job claims is at 260,000. So this is roughly around where people expected it to be. It has not like jumped up significantly, right? So it's been holding steady. So again, in terms of unemployment, we're still at like a 50-year low according to Powell. That has not changed. So that is still looking good. So as for a soft landing, we could possibly get one. Right now, it's looking not too shabby. Also, what's good is this morning, oil falls. So, obviously, with barrels of oil coming down in price, what does that mean? Everything gets cheaper. Producing things become cheaper. Plastics become cheaper. Gasoline becomes cheaper. So, this will help definitely with headline inflations. OPEC also said they would raise their output by 100,000 barrels per day in September. Right, and plus there was a surplus, I guess, of stockpiles from last month. So it's bringing oil down, and I think that's also pretty good. And what else? The Bank of England raised their rates by 0.5 or 50 basis points, which is the largest hike in 27 years. Surprisingly, the Bank of England expects headline inflation to peak at 13.3%. They are at 9.2 or 9.3 right now, and they expect headline inflation to go up another 4%. Now, it could be because they're in Europe, obviously, and there's more stuff going on in Europe than in the U.S. But I haven't heard anyone else in the U.S. say, oh, we expect headline inflation to go up to like 13%. That's crazy. That's crazy. So if you're in the UK, better protect your pound because, yeah, 13.3%, that's well over 10% that's being inflated away right in front of your eyes. All right, so that is this morning. Market bell has not rung yet. I do have my bell with me, the best bell in the industry. As for Bitcoin, it's at 22.3, roughly the same as yesterday, straddling the support line. Wants to make a move. We haven't seen it yet, but I have a feeling it's coming. It's definitely coming. All right, yeah. All right, let's get to Michael Saylor news. So yesterday, obviously, well, the day before yesterday, it was announced that Michael Saylor was stepping down, right? And all the headlines look like this. Everyone speculated that he was basically asked to leave the CEO role, and and that's because MicroStrategy didn't do so well. They took almost a $1 billion impairment loss on their Bitcoin holdings, right? And many people have not been fans of Saylor recently because of all his talks about Ethereum being a security and this and that. And also, a lot of people aren't fans of his move of putting Bitcoin down, 40,000 Bitcoin as collateral, 45,000 as collateral to borrow money to buy more Bitcoin. So he's been in hot water for a little bit. And yesterday, some people thought was a nail in the coffin. Oh, he's finally he's done, right? They're removing him. Well, he broke his silence. He did a couple of interviews. I finally, listened to him, but that's not what's happening at all. Michael is very confident still, very bullish still, and he believes that the day-to-day, right, which is something that he's not interested in anyways, that is being passed to his counterpart, Fong Li, and he's been preparing him for that role for 4 years. So this has been something that Saylor has been working on for a long time, and he is just sick of the day-to-day stuff, the bookkeeping, all that stuff. He doesn't care, right? What he cares about is Bitcoin and how to acquire more Bitcoin. So I watched this interview on CNBC. Basically, he talks about even though there's an impairment loss, MicroStrategy stock has been doing well, is still outperforming even the likes of Microsoft and Facebook and all these guys, right? So the strategy is sound, and he will continue forward and buy more Bitcoin. Basically, that's the bottom line. So I was curious, and I kind of knew already, but I wanted to see his percentage holding, right? Like how much shares he actually hold. And according to this article, this is back in 2011, where September 29. So this broke down like who owns MicroStrategy. And no surprise, Michael Saylor owns about 19% of the shares outstanding, the largest shareholder, so no one's going to kick him out. He is going to be the chair or executive chair literally forever, right? So this is not like ousting him in any way. But you know what's interesting? You know who the second largest holder of MicroStrategy stock? Can you guys guess? It's BlackRock. BlackRock is the second largest shareholder of MicroStrategy. That's interesting. That is very, very interesting. And we know that BlackRock has now big ambitions for a crypto space, right? So was that planned all along? Maybe. I don't know when they bought their shares, but they are the second largest shareholder of MicroStrategy. But going back to Michael, well, that is the 8:30 bell. Jenny says, I'm totally convinced you moved the crypto market. I like to think so. You decide, though, if that's true. All right, so I've been Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, they're gonna continue forward. It seems like this whole thing about he was like thrown out or ousted, that is not true. He will continue to be a Bitcoin bull, which is great, except his attacks on Ethereum, not so great, but great that he's still holding. Now, I mentioned about BlackRock. BlackRock also announced that they will offer crypto to their institutional investors through Coinbase Prime. Right? Coinbase Prime is Coinbase's institutional arm. And BlackRock, being who they are, I don't know how many trillions of assets they hold, right? They will start offering crypto. And I bet if you look at Coinbase, the largest shareholder is Coinbase, BlackRock is probably one of them too. BlackRock just seems like they own the world. But I guess we'll take it. It could be a good thing now that they're really involved. They can bring billions and possibly trillions to the space, and that'll be fantastic, right? But hopefully there's no hidden agenda by BlackRock. Who knows? All right. Just want to see, since the market bell rung, we are starting out pretty flat, very, very flat. Let's see which way the wind blows today. I'm feeling good. I think we could turn into green. That's just my gut feeling right now. Let's see by the end of the stream. All right. What else is going on? Chainalysis estimates about $2 billion stolen from bridges this year. $2 billion. It's no wonder that the hackers keep trying to hack, because they already stole $2 billion. $2 billion. I mean, come on. So, of course, you go get more hackers targeting more bridges because it's easy money for them. It's really easy money. So, unfortunately, that's what's happening. We need projects to be running through their code and safeguarding and making sure there's no holes, patches, vulnerabilities, because it's just too much. Way too much. We need to get this down to near zero so that the hackers stop trying. Someone mentioned about Coinbase. Oh my God. Look at this. Coinbase up 44%. I'm guessing due to this news, right? This shows how big BlackRock is and how much weight they have. You know, last night I mentioned someone should calculate how much ARK and Cathie Wood lost by selling Coinbase. I mean, they lost out like 100%. They sold Coinbase at a loss, which I was on them about, right? And now if you calculate, you know, I'm just really curious. When did they dump Bitcoin? So they offloaded Bitcoin on the 27th. Well, this could be a day late. So they probably offloaded them on the 26th or 27th, right? And let's go back. The 26th, Coinbase was at $60. Yeah, that's like 100% gain that ARK just lost out on. Had they just been a little bit more patient and ignored this stupid SEC probing, they would have made back 100%, basically, or 90-something percent of whatever they held. I forgot how much Coinbase they held. So that was just stupid. And then what did they buy instead? I think they bought Shopify instead of Coinbase. So let's see how Shopify has done since the 26th. Let's see here. Shopify, they bought at 35, and it's at 42. All right. So, again, you know how sometimes I tell you guys don't outsmart the market? It happens even to the biggest people on Wall Street. All right. Sometimes you think you're making a really smart move. You're like, yeah, you know, Coinbase is done. Shopify has a bigger future. Shopify is going to go up more, right? You do that, and guess what happens? As soon as you make the move, the one thing that you sold skyrockets. And guess what? Cathie Wood and ARK probably have to buy back Coinbase now. After this, I would not be surprised tonight or tomorrow. Well, they probably would not buy after a 40% jump, but they'll probably be forced to buy back in, and they have less shares, right? So again, don't try to outsmart the market. Even if you're Cathie Wood, don't outsmart the market. You're going to lose. All right, so we got that going. Japan may see a reduced 20% tax on crypto earnings. We'd love to see this in the U.S. because short-term gains is still equal to your tax bracket, which could be as high as 44%, which is horrible. I don't think it'll happen, but I hope it happens in the U.S. But in Japan, if you're living in Japan, I don't know how many people watch me from Japan. That's good. Very good. Also, Fairfax County invests $70 million in crypto yield farming. I don't know about this. When I saw this, I'm like, oh, it's great that they're investing in crypto. But no, they're investing in yield farming. Hopefully they didn't put some of that into Celsius or Voyager, because that would be disastrous. But it's good to see that pensions are also coming into this space. It's been speculated for years that family offices and pensions would come into this space, and we're definitely hearing a lot more about it. So that's fantastic. And as for last few things, what else is there? People are still trying to speculate whether we had that bottom. Every day that passes, it seems like that bottom has formed, and we are moving past it. And this one looks at volume, previous volume spikes, these big sell volume spikes, right? Like a big dip. And we did have a couple of those. So it does look like we are on our way up, but not out of the woods yet. We need to definitely see a little bit more momentum past 30,000. And then we'll be on our way. Here's another one from Plan B that's looking, well, this is looking like also a bottom has happened, that we were in that blue area, and now we're getting into the teal area, right? So this is also fantastic. What else is there? Number of smart contracts deployed on Cardano surpasses 3,000 for the first time. So this is very, very good for Cardano, and Cardano fans recently had a nice laugh at Solana and what's been happening there, right? But overall, Cardano has their own issues. They have to worry about getting the Vasil fork out and finishing, and they have their work cut out for them. So right now is not a time to point fingers and put blame. It's a time for healing, right? And lifting each other up. So that's how I view things. And then lastly, Justin Sun, who is no fan of Ethereum, and he's dubbed Tron as the Ethereum killer many times. Interesting enough, he says they own about 1 million ETH, and they may put some of that or all of that into a fork. And when I first read this, I'm like, okay, so what? He's talking about there's some groups that do not want to see Ethereum move to proof of work or proof of stake. They want to stay with proof of work. So there could be like a small coalition of miners, right, that does not move. They don't upgrade their code. They don't go to proof of stake. And we may have a new forked Ethereum called ETHW for proof of work or something. So he's saying that if that happens, he's going to support the new chain, ETHW. So he's trying to cause disruption. He's trying to cause chaos because he wants to see Tron succeed, right? But I will never support Tron. I just don't believe this guy right here. So, all right. And I plan on doing a whole video about that because this is the first time I'm really hearing about it. I kind of just thought that everyone accepted, but there's always people that are looking for a next cash grab, right? All these contentious forks that we have seen before, it's all about money. People don't really care about technology when they do a contentious hard fork. It's because they want to make more money. And if we do get another chain, right, we'll get a new token. Everyone will get airdropped. So I'm going to create a separate video on that topic. I think it's an interesting topic to think about. All right, guys, that is it. Overall, Bitcoin is still holding steady, and that is fantastic. All right, let's do some Q&A here. I gotta bring down my mute button here. All right, Corey, I'm working my job on Amazon as a delivery driver. After this next paycheck, I'll have 10 ETH. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I know I tell everyone to strive to achieve 1 Bitcoin, but 10 Ethereum is a lot. You know, you're talking about like $17,000. And when Ethereum goes back to their previous high of 4,000, 5,000, think about it. That 17,000 explodes to 30 or 40,000. And that's going to keep going as Ethereum gets bigger and stronger. So congratulations. Let's see here. I'm looking at comments about Kathy Wood. I mean, the strange thing is Kathy Wood is a big Bitcoin bull. She's a big Bitcoin bull. And, she's consulted with Elon about Bitcoin, or they consult each other. I don't know the exact relationship, but seems like they have a good relationship. But anyways, so, the whole selling of Coinbase was just wasn't a good move. Wasn't a good move. That's the only way to put it. I wish I had some Coinbase stock. I don't have any Coinbase stock. Oh, now it's starting to come down a little bit. People start taking some profits when it's up 30-40%. You probably want to take some profits. But overall, BlackRock utilizing Coinbase Prime, that's big news. It's BlackRock, all right? So It's a big deal. And Bitcoin is above 23 again, so that is great. Jeff, hey, I always appreciate your support. 714, I know it. Thank you. Buying ApeCoin a good time? Oh, well, it would have been better if if you bought like a month ago. ApeCoin was below $4 at one point. Now it's back up above 7, right? A lot of momentum is coming back because a couple things. Gucci decided to accept ApeCoin, which is out of left field. It's good for ApeCoin. Also, their metaverse is coming out soon. They're at 750. I mean, their peak was what, 20 something dollars? But they're coming back really strong. No one trusts Justin Sun. That is 100% true. No one trusts him. Wait, what? Jeff, why you delete that super chat from Corey, man? What? I didn't even see what he said. Best way to DCA is if you're employed. Yeah, or have a side hustle, a side job, a second job, do OnlyFans like me, have a nice background, start dancing on the screen, do whatever it takes, get some extra money. That way you could continue to DCA and buy the dips. You benefit by buying low, not high. Most people want to jump in when things are like rallying up to the moon, right? That's not when you want to buy. You want to buy when other people are fearful, like exactly like right now in the last few months. When everyone's panicking, everyone was hating on everything, right? When everything was collapsing, that was when you wanted to buy, right? But even now, we haven't, we've recovered barely. Still a great time to be DCAing. Rich, thank you, man. Oh, that's weird, Jeff. Well, we'll talk about off there. June was a great month to buy. I totally agree. If your perspective is long term, now is the time to be buying. DCA is key. There'll be more up and downs before next bull run, of course. That is right, though. There will be volatility. No one can predict macro stuff that's happening, right? If there's something going on, if war escalates, there's another war, oil prices start skyrocketing, supply chain issues gets worse. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can happen, right? Those are going to be things that we can't overcome, not right away and not anytime soon. But as the asset class, as the whole space matures and gets bigger, then yes, then some of those things will not affect the market as much. But right now, crypto, as being as big as it is, above 1 trillion, is still nothing on the road. It's relative. If you compare it to anything else out there, any other asset class, like gold, equities, bonds, whatever, it's nothing. It doesn't even show up, right? That's how small and early crypto is. Wait until the crypto market cap is at 10 trillion or 20 trillion or 50 trillion. Then it's going to be a different story. People are asking about Coinbase. What's going on with Coinbase? BlackRock happened. That's why. And plus, Coinbase, you got to think about it. It's the biggest exchange in the U.S. They've been around forever. They're not going to go away. This whole thing, I don't know who started it or what, or just because general people are scared. But they've been around since like 2013. they've been accumulating Bitcoin and Litecoin and Dogecoin for how many years, right? So they're not gonna go away. Have they been affected by the current downtrend? Yeah, probably not as many people are trading, so they didn't collect as many fees, right? And the SEC probe, the SEC is not looking to shut them down. SEC is simply trying to throw their weight around, trying to control Coinbase. But still, too many people are exaggerating, saying Coinbase somehow is going to go down. I just don't see it. And Cathie Wood lost out on 80% now by simply selling last week versus holding on to this week. Thoughts on Gala? It's the only one that hasn't popped during the past week rally. It looks like it's trying to. I don't really look at the charts to determine whether or not it's going to pump, right? But things come in waves, and Gala is still a promising project that deals with games and NFTs. Where is Gala? Right here. And they're relatively low market cap, so can they get their turn soon? Yes. Although, they're up about 18% for the last 7 days. They're moving much better than some of these other projects. Optimum is doing really well. It's a layer 2. You see a lot of these projects in the last 7 days hasn't moved as well as Gala. So Gala, relatively speaking, isn't doing too bad. Tesla 341 stock split about to be approved. Well, that's good for Tesla holders. Michael Saylor's average price is like 30,000. 30,800, something around there. No hacks on Tron because no one uses Tron. That's why. Thoughts on Vet's Amazon deal? Doesn't that make... No, I think that's over-exaggerated. A lot of projects say, oh, we have a partnership with Amazon. No, it just means that you can have nodes on AWS. That's it. I'm a big fan of Vet, but that story was overblown. Did you see the hack on that bridge chain recently? Yes, Chef Raf. You're talking about... what was that? The 190 million one? I forgot which one that was because I didn't use it. Nomad. Are you talking about Nomad? That was a few days ago. Yes. Harmony One. There's nothing to say about Harmony One, man. Harmony One is not in a good position. They're not getting their 100 million back. They're losing the support of DeFi Kingdoms, which is their biggest DeFi play. So I hope they can recover, but they're not looking very good. The only thing Tron gets used for is for transferring USDT. I think that's true. And a lot of people like to use TRC20 USDT because it's really fast and it's feeless, right? But outside of that, I don't know how many people are participating in Tron's, DeFi or even using like, BTT on BitTorrent. I don't hear anyone talk about those things. I have Solana, Avalanche, and Cardano right now. Plan on buying some ETH soon. That's a good lineup. IoTEX. I'm not really a fan of IoTEX. I'm neutral on them. They're more about IoT devices. Right? Oh, look at that. On the front page, Coinbase soars 26% in a boost from meme traders. Get out of here. What does that even mean, meme traders? Coinbase is all crypto. Okay? And if they're talking about, because Dogecoin and Sheeb pumped up Coinbase, that's ridiculous. No, that's not why. It's just because BlackRock. Just say it's BlackRock. Why do you have to downplay it or make it sound bad Like, oh, it's just a coincidence it's up because of meme traders. No, it's not. Doge and SHIB is not pumping. Yeah, it's not like Doge is up 20% and SHIB is up 20%. All right, so this is why you can't trust headlines 100%. They just make things up. What are your thoughts on NEO? I hear good things about NEO, what they're doing in China, but honestly, I wouldn't buy any Chinese-based car companies or any Chinese-based stocks. I just don't trust it. From what I hear, the Chinese market is highly manipulated, and the state basically has control over all the companies that's running within China. And their market cap is just really high already. Yesterday, I know it's different. NEO actually produces a lot of cars, but still pales to what Tesla produces. But yesterday, I was making fun of Lucid because they reported Q2 results, and they delivered 627 cars. I'm like, that's so laughable. I would just dump that stock immediately. People keep, what is Lucid valued at? Lucid is evaluated at $31 billion, close to NEO, right? Yet they can only deliver 600 cars per quarter. That's less than, 3,000 cars a year? And you're evaluating this company at $31 billion? See, this is just like, this is just way too many greedy hedge funds, right? That's placing a bet on the next Tesla. Right, but the next Tesla isn't just going to appear out of nowhere. Just because you put all this money into their stock does not mean that they could actually perform. And that's why you got to be careful when you're looking at some of these EV companies. They're so hyped up, but they can't produce any cars, like literally close to zero. If you look at Rivian, it's the same thing. Rivian is can't deliver anything. I have my Rivian on order. I'm not going to get it for like probably 2 years. Still, 33 billion market cap. Companies that can't produce absolutely any cars, yet they're worth $33 billion. It's Wall Street has not really reset. You know how a lot of people think that Wall Street has really reset because of what happened over the last 8 months? It really hasn't. Some of the tech has, but there's still way, way, way too many companies that's over-evaluated. Coinbase is starting to come down a little bit, 21%. We'll take it. 21% is good. It's a win for Coinbase. It's a win for Bitcoin. And it's a loss for Cathie Wood. $47 million per Rivian Auto. I bet I'll trust your math, but that's probably correct. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall, it's a good day. We'll take today. Coinbase is up 22%. So that's good because BlackRock is getting involved, right? Offering crypto for institutional investors. Big news. Michael Saylor clarified that, he's really concentrating on Bitcoin strategy, not because he was ousted, and MicroStrategy will continue to buy more Bitcoin, and that's good too. And there's other good things going on. So overall, it's good. So stay strong, my friends. Stay strong. Stay focused. And I will see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Illuvium was supposed to release their game in January. What happened? You have to ask Illuvium, but I was curious about that myself because I thought Illuvium had a lot of promise. I don't know what happened to their game. They started just concentrating more on NFT sales, but hopefully they do release their game soon. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys tonight and check out my other channels. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.